thanks for being here today, everyone. My name is Annie Erzinghaus. I'm a filmmaker and documentary filmmaker from Las Cruces, born and raised. We're here today in Santa Teresa. We're at the project site, the construction site of Project Jupiter. We're here today as an action group, I guess more of an action called Jupiter Watch to encourage other groups and coalitions and communities to come and keep an eye on Project Jupiter and keep them transparent. So today we're here looking for permits for the construction that is actively happening behind us, and we have not found any permits for any construction. We have a little bit of air quality permits that way and some
air quality notices
over there. But anyways, we're here, we're Jupiter Watch today. We're keeping an eye on them, and I'm going to pass it off to Jose from Santa Teresa.
Hello, my name is Jose Sarmiento. I am a resident from Sunland Park. I'm an electrical engineer, and I've been residing here in Sunland Park for over 40 years. Yes, I am an electrical engineer, a contractor. As soon as you go into the county building to the right, that's where you get your permits for construction. And on number one test, in any test you see that you need a permit, and it needs to be visible. We notice here there's no permits at all. Construction has started, and we're wondering where they're at. We want answers. And I need to take it to the community. Community members want to know what's happening. They've been starting construction. We do not know about endangered species. We do not know about anything. Why are they tearing up land without permits? They should be visible. Here it is, Esperanza Community.
Thank you.
So a couple of weeks ago, developers announced their application to the New Mexico Environmental Permit for their air quality permitting, and they did post one of those permits up here. The other one is nowhere to be seen. Their announcement includes details for 2 separate microgrid facilities, which would power this data center with 30,000 volts. The expected maximum amount of emissions by their own account includes over 14 million tons of carbon dioxide per year. So for perspective, this is the same amount of emissions that 4.6 500 megawatts, so medium to large coal-fired power plants would produce a year. To put it another way, that would be 3,265,574 new cars on the road driving a year in terms of emissions, and that's more than both El Paso and Las Cruces combined in terms of electricity emissions. Not only that, there's also nearly 500 tons of nitrogen oxides per year on their stated amounts. Nitrogen oxides are one of the key ingredients in smog, which cause heart and lung disease, strokes, asthma attacks, and over 873 tons of particulate matter per year are expected. There is no safe threshold to breathe in fine particles. These tiny particles can get stuck in your lungs, and some are even small enough to go through your lungs and enter your bloodstream, where they can damage our hearts and brains. So yeah, we're out here really concerned about our air quality, these emissions. New Mexico cannot afford such a project to really work. This is doubling down on climate disaster, and our communities are already facing the brunt of climate change. Santa Teresa residents deserve better. Doña Ana County deserves better, and we really hope that people speak up when these air quality permits go through, and let NED, the New Mexico Environment Department, know that we do not stand for this, that we deserve and that we deserve better. So I will pass it off there. Who else wants to speak? A community organizer from Texas is also here and wants to share a little bit.
Hello, my name is John. If you look in the distance over there, you can see in that valley, we're at the top of the valley, but that's Texas over there. And you know, the most damning thing about this project is because I'm here in New Mexico, my voice does not have equal power. I've never been registered to vote in New Mexico. I don't pay New Mexican taxes. And I'm from Texas. I pay taxes to Texas and I'm registered to vote in Texas. So I can't hold politicians or regulators in New Mexico accountable. And I could comment to the New Mexican regulators or to the Doña Ana County commissioners about the health risk that this project poses, but why would they listen? I don't pay their taxes. I can't vote for them. My voice doesn't carry the same weight. And the fact is Mother Earth does not respect human borders. The wind does not stop at the Texas-New Mexico state line, and it doesn't stop at the U.S.-Mexican border. Those contaminants will flow across every border, poisoning the air that we breathe. While I, as a Texan, may struggle to be heard, the people who will suffer the most from this project are those with the smallest voice in this situation. It is the humans impacted in Ciudad Juarez, right over there. We're not far from the U.S.-Mexican border. They're the ones who are the most impacted by this. In the United States, most people have air conditioning. Their systems recirculate clean air from the inside of their homes. But in Mexico, most people don't have air conditioning at all. Most Mexicans open their windows to cool their homes, breathing in air already contaminated as they sleep, eat, and live. And so those who can afford cooling often rely on an air conditioning system called swamp coolers, which pull in contaminated air. It's already contaminated. Contaminated air from the outside, pushing it through a wall of water to cool the air, and then that cooled contaminated air goes into their homes. So Americans might only be exposed to this pollution when they step outside walking to their cars. But another situation, many Mexicans don't have cars. Many Mexicans walk or bicycle to work, to school, to the store. All of us here have no choice in New Mexico, Texas, or Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, to breathe this air every single day. This is all our air. This is not just a New Mexico issue. This is not just a Texas issue. This is a human issue. We are one community. This massive project is an example of how New Mexicans, Texans, and Mexicans need to work together to protect the health of our people, the water we share, and the air that we breathe. You know, talking on the issue of water, we're already in a serious situation with this river here, the Rio Grande, Rio Bravo River. What most people in New Mexico may not know is that at the southernmost part of the Texas-Mexican border, our brothers and sisters down there in Brownsville, they're already facing drought, because in between the southern part of Texas and here, the northernmost part of the Texas-Mexican border, there's a lot of water being used. We depend on Mexican farmers to provide produce in Texas. And so because of that, and because there's also farming operations on both sides of the Texas-Mexican border, there's a lack of water. And so our brothers and sisters down there in the Gulf are suffering because of this. If they build this data center, it's not air quality that's going to impact us. It's our water. We're already losing water at the southern part of Texas. I can't iterate that enough. So if we're losing water in between here and there, we're losing our produce. It's causing a strain on Mexican farmers. This is such a huge problem, because not just the fact that Mother Nature, Mother Earth, does not respect the human-made borders when it comes to air quality, our aquifers are in danger too. So to my neighbors in New Mexico, your voice matters here. You have the privilege and the power to demand accountability from your leaders. Those of us from Texas or Mexico don't have that privilege. Stand with us. Speak out. This project will negatively impact all of us. And to everyone watching across the country, this is what environmental injustice looks like. It doesn't stop at state lines or international borders. If we let this happen in Santa Teresa, it sets a precedent for all communities in North America. So I'm going to pass this off to my friend Giovanni here from New Mexico to speak about what the youth can do.
Hi there, my name is Giovanni Sebastian Hernandez. I'm a community organizer in Los Cruces, and young people in this county, in Doña Ana County, have been very vocal on their positions on the climate crisis that Mexico and the Southwest is facing, and the complicity of our elected leaders that participate in accelerating that crisis, all in the name of economic development, while ignoring the needs of people who live in Santa Teresa and Toluca and all of the down the in Las Cruces, many young people have organized, gone to public hearings, delivered public comments, knocked on doors, spoken with community about this data center, and the resounding answer from people across all ages is that this is something that we do not need, that we do not want, and simply we cannot afford to have here. Already we live in an area that faces massive water droughts, declining rainfalls year after year, and harmful pollution that negatively impacts people in Santa Teresa and Southern Park, and it will cross the border into Ciudad Juarez and into El Paso. As young people, we are here to say that this project is something that goes against our values and against the land that we will inherit and the land that we will make our rules. I want to live in Doña Ana County in Los Cruces for the rest of my life, and whether or not I will be able to do that is determined by what happens here with Project Jupiter and the decisions that we make as a community on how we fight back against these projects. Thank you.
I'll finish up. So I just want to come and say thank you for watching and listening to a bunch of members here talk about the truth about what's happening and ask for transparency. And so this has been Jupiter Watch, and everyone is encouraged to come out here and Jupiter Watch and keep an eye on the permits. Are they out here? Keep an eye on what they're doing, because it's been kept in the dark. So we're here today to bring that to the light. So thank you for watching.